Hello, everybody. Welcome to the weekly bump for the week of Monday, August 8th. Thank you so much for being here. We have 3 piles this week. As always, pile 1, we're using a red Jasper. Pile 2, a Lapis Lazuli. And pile 3, we're using Selenite. So take a moment, pause the video if you need to feel intuitively drawn. Not everyone always feels that, though, so you're more than welcome to just randomly pick a pile because chances are there will be a useful message in there for you somewhere. And a quick reminder that all of my subscribers have access to an extended weekly reading for each zodiac sign as well. So regardless of which tier you're at, you'll get access to those, which is an extra 10 to 15 minute reading for each zodiac sign. So go ahead, timestamps are in the description box and the comment thread down below for each pile. All right, see you in just a sec. Hello, pile number 1, you guys selected the red Jasper, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Sorry for the dark lighting, one of my bulbs burnt out. Hopefully it should come in the mail tomorrow, so the next reading won't be so dark. But let's go ahead here and take a look at what comes through for pile 1. Okay. All right, so I feel like you're coming into greater clarity of what needs to be done. Okay, you're kind of moving out of this 7 of Cups hazy place, and then we have this card of victory immediately after it, which we love a good victory in our lives, right? We love that moment where we feel empowered and we feel on track and we feel like things are working and they're running smoothly and like we have some semblance of control over some things in our life. And when he's moving directly toward the Queen of Coins, I think this has a lot to do with some of the more the more work related or more financial related, or just in terms of making the changes in your day-to-day life. Now we do have Mercury in Virgo right now and Mars over in Taurus. And I feel like this kind of earthy energy here is really helping us stay focused. It's helping us stay grounded, helping us stay at a consistent pace, remaining efficient and productive, and really ensuring that our actions are they're not just for nothing, right? They're for something. They are building something. They're taking us toward a specific goal. And I don't know that there's a lot of reason or need to be in a state of questioning right now. It's pretty clear, right? This is where you are, this is where you want to be, and there are a few clear and obvious steps that are needed that you're needing to take in order to get from point A to point B. Now, will there be some things that happen that are out of your control? Yes, of course, but that's life. That's how it works. But when there are things that are within your control, by all means, go for it, right? This is a good week to really go for it. Now, on the 11th, right, on Thursday, we have that full moon in Aquarius, and we have Venus moving into Leo. And when it comes to who we are, and this is a Leo card here, by the way, right? Numbers 5, 6, and 7 are associated with the fixed energy of that element, so fixed fire coming out. And it has a lot to do with that sense of dignity and that sense of pride and self-respect and being someone that you can be proud of and doing things that you're proud of. And it's the more pride you put into something, the better the quality, right? Because Mercury in Virgo is going to really ensure that you're holding yourself up to high standards in terms of quality. So not only do you have the passion and the intention, but you also have the quality, which is the perfect recipe for success. Of course, success and victory. Plus, the Queen of Coins is all about reaping what you sow, or harvesting the fruit, if you will, okay? She doesn't just plant seeds for no reason. She plants seeds because they offer her something. There is something that she gets out of it. Now, I wouldn't rely too heavily on other people right now. It's going to be one of those weeks where you have to just keep going, and you have to continue barreling forward in spite of the fact that maybe other people are not necessarily pulling their weight. Okay, one of the things with heavy Leo and heavy Taurus is the self-reliance component. All right. Plus, we've also got Jupiter and Aries, like we don't have like the best or the most supportive planets in like the upper hemisphere signs, like Libra through Pisces. I mean, we have planets there, but they're not the most like collaborative. So it really is a time of relying upon yourself. And if people want to flake out, fine. If they don't want to pull through, if they want to be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, fine, right? It really has nothing to do with you. Has everything to do with what they're dealing with on the inside, and there's really not a lot you can do to change that. So it's going to be imperative that you just sort of allow them to be like that. Like let's use this as a client example. So here's a client who's really worried about money, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I should give you the money because it might put me in a bad situation, and you're like, okay, fine. Like, I'll be here if you decide, but I'm just going to go out and go get more clients. Like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for you to decide or put all my eggs in your basket or try to convince you. There's a million other people I could be doing business with. I'm just simply not going to waste my time. And I kind of see that with the Knight of Cups, kind of moving away from that Page of Swords. Actually, we have, Page of Coins, we actually have both the Queen of Coins and the Knight of Cups moving away from that Page of Swords. So why do I keep saying Page of Swords? I mean the Page of Coins. So either way, right, it's just, there's very deflective energy. I just don't know that you're going to respond well to the half in, half out approach. You're just not going to really like it all that much. You're not going to appreciate it all that much. And you're definitely not going to waste your time with it. Because when you're coming out of a haze or a funk, when you're coming out of that, it's like you want to barrel forward. You want to kind of hit the ground running. So, I mean, it's okay to like be dealing with this kind of stuff when you yourself are all confused. But if you're not confused, why are you dealing with other confused people? They're just in a different place, different vibration, and that's fine. But that Knight of Cups is staying optimistic. He's staying romantic about things, right? He wants the best of the best, and he believes in the best of the best, and he's not gonna be around people that don't make him feel good or people that don't believe in his ability to reap this harvest. Like you're planting the seeds, you're growing the garden, and in the meantime, you're also doing other things. You're focusing on things that you really enjoy and the more pleasurable aspects of life. So yeah, you may be doing a work hard, play hard situation. Excuse me, like a big hiccup. You might be doing a work hard, play hard thing. Let's pull out a couple more cards for you. Let's see what comes through here. Okay, one thing, there's the Page of Swords. I manifested it. I created it. I kept saying Page of Swords. So when I'm looking at the Queen of Coins with the Queen of Swords reversed directly underneath, I'm kind of seeing this as like a two aspect of self, right? This week is about doing. Now, I know that not everyone is like entirely sure. Okay, you may still feel like you're just kind of coming out of this weird funk, and that's fine. But I wouldn't sit around and think about stuff, Queen of Swords. Like I wouldn't do the hem and haw, like wishy-washy, weighing the options, indecisive stuff. That is, I think in your heart of hearts, you would know, like if you were doing something like that, you would know that you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot and kind of not taking advantage of the opportunity to progress forward. The only reason you would do that is if you're afraid to leave the discomfort of this uncomfortable situation, which sounds odd, but some people get comfortable with the discomfort and chaos, and they get comfortable with the confusion and the whatevers, right? They get comfortable there. And I don't know that it's about staying there. In fact, this is a week of getting out of it. But, like when Venus moves into Leo, I think that's really going to be that moment when you're like, okay, I'm done with the water stuff. Yes, we still have a South Node in Scorpio, and that's enough. We've got Neptune in Pisces. That's enough. So thank goodness we don't have any planets in Cancer right now, because when Venus moves into Leo, there will be that more self-assuredness, and that in and of itself is going to give you a lot more peace of mind, and you're going to feel more secure in what you know. And what you know is that you can do things to benefit your situation. You know that there are conversations that you can have. You know that there are actions you can take. There are investments you can make. There are phone calls you can make. All right. It's not about like, oh, well, maybe I should and maybe I shouldn't. Like, this is a time when the things you think you should do officially become the things that you must do. It's like crossing that bridge. This is the world of, oh, I should do that, or maybe I could, I don't know, And then all of a sudden, bam, 6 of Wands, 4 of Swords, you all of a sudden say, okay, now I must. Now I don't really have a choice. I feel compelled. This feels right. This feels like it's an inevitability for me, so I might as well just do it now. And I think by the doing of things, 3 of Swords, often when I see a sword card like this in the reversal, I feel like the bottom of the card has like a gravity. And in time, those swords fall out because of the gravity. It's like if you threw a bunch of knives in your ceiling and they got stuck in there, eventually they would fall out because gravity would have just enough of an effect on those knives that they wouldn't be able to sustain. Okay, so there is a pain or a wound or something that I think is motivation for you right now. It's what's getting you up off the couch. It's what's getting you up out of your house. It's getting you to take that action. And even, I think there's even some annoyance with this as well. It's like, okay, I used to maybe dedicate too much time to waiting for those people, and that caused me pain. And now, Page of Swords, I'm going to run away from that real quick. I'm not going to allow myself to remain in a painful situation when it's not in my best interest or to my benefit in any way, shape, or form. And it's not, and it's not. So you pick up and go and you move somewhere else. The thing I love about the Page of Swords is just his willingness to go collect, right? He's kind of like a little bit of a collector, collecting information, collecting knowledge, collecting experiences, and kind of running around what may seem like a non-linear way, but ultimately he is making a whole bunch of new connections based on new information and new experiences, which ultimately lead to a greater library of knowledge or wisdom. Okay, so if you don't have to have like this straight line of where you want to go, you have to have a general sense or a general idea of where you want to go, but it doesn't need to be linear. Okay, Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, these are really, really flexible energies. She's the initiator, the Queen of Coins. She's like, okay, let's plant these seeds. Let's nourish this garden. Let's make sure our environment is conducive to this growth. But let's also enjoy the path. Let's also enjoy the ride, And I see kind of moving into a phase of lesser worry, lesser anxiety, lesser stress, and generally more enjoyment of the process. Sometimes the process can get a little heavy and can get a little frustrating, but I think that you're kind of starting to say like, hey, no, this process is kind of cool. Like I'm just watching myself live through the process, and like I could get used to this. It's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to become something. Okay. Let's pull out a couple of oracle cards. We're going to do my favorite spirit animal deck. Whoops. Okay, clearly that one wanted to come out. The peacock spirit, let it shine. Yes, now would be an excellent time. Sun in Leo, Venus in Leo, to just step into your greatest light, step into your wisdom, step into your assets, think, futuristically, think passionately, think positively, and just don't be afraid to what you know, like the trendy phrase now is like to take up space. Don't be afraid to take up space. Okay? Let's pull out one more moon card. Okay, clearly that one. The answers you need are coming. All right, I love that for you, because there's no need to worry about not having the answers. There's no need to worry about the next steps. It will reveal itself to you. There is no question. Okay? All right, Pile 1, thank you so much. Have an amazing week. And again, if you are a subscriber, you'll absolutely have access to all 12 extended readings for each zodiac sign via the website. Just log in, click the blog. If you're having any technical issues, just contact me and we'll get it worked out. All right, thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, pile number 2, you guys selected the Lapis Lazuli. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and take a look here at what these cards have to say for you. Just do a quick shuffle here. Okay. All righty. Okay, so we have the Empress, Judgment reversed, Queen of Cups, 5 of Swords reversed, and the Emperor. Okay, this situation is a little bit weird, and I feel like that person is kind of caught in the middle. There's like clearly a difference between the Empress and the Emperor. One is upright, one is reversed. She's like mediating or neutralizing, trying to ensure that issues can get, you may find yourself in this position, or this position. All right, so I'm going to speak just really openly here. Because on this side, let's start with the Emperor reverse, because he feels a little problematic to me. You know, it's someone who clearly is not truly feeling empowered right now, and they may be taking it out on other people. They may have had to confront some truth recently, or they're about to, you know. Maybe things are not going well at work. Maybe they got in trouble with their boss or with a client. Maybe they're having issues with their spouse. Or maybe they're feeling like emasculated a little bit. You know, their ego took a hit. They're feeling like they can't gain control, or they can't step into that position of leadership, whether with other people or within themselves, within their own lives. And it's just overall, generally, this person is kind of festering in a little bit of a dark place. Now, I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's insurmountable. It may just be a temporary blip on the radar, a temporary feeling of imposter syndrome, or just generalized insecurity. And they're kind of being a little bit of a baby is what I'm like feeling. They're just kind of being a little bit pouty or wimpy, or and it's kind of unattractive, I suspect. Hopefully this isn't you. Hopefully it's not you. It's kind of unattractive, and it's actually going to be repelling things away, kind of making the situation even worse. It's one thing about the law of attraction, you know, and I know that it's becoming very trendy now, law of attraction, manifestation, all the things. And while I think it's all beautiful and it is good, we have to remember that law of attraction is a neutral law, like the law of gravity. Like if a little 2-year-old baby walks off the edge of a cliff, gravity is not going to say, oh, well, it's a 2-year-old child, so I'm going to help out and not let the child fall. No, gravity is going to work all the time. And so with kind of this really low vibrational state, fear, anger, resentment, despair, hopelessness, you know, if you're festering in that, now you can have moments like that, but if someone finds themselves festering, it can tend to pull in more of that situation, unfortunately. Okay, so this person is maybe just kind of feeling like life is kind of working against them a little bit, and they don't really know how to get back on top. In contrast, we have the Empress, who's doing exceptionally well, right? There's a creator here. There's someone who is taking control of their role in the co-creation. They feel like they really know themselves. There's a great deal of self-awareness. There's not a lot of stress. And what's weird is I think that each of them has their own quality or their own element of an unknown in their lives. And it's just like this difference between how two completely different people handle an unknown. One becomes disempowered and the other becomes empowered. Judgment reverse. There's no clarity over here. There's no anything for sure. You know, the Empress doesn't, she doesn't know what's coming next. All she knows is how her energy resonates. She understands her essence. And she holds her essence in high regard, meaning she won't compromise her essence for anything because she realizes that it's contagious and it's positive and it's good and it impacts her life and the lives around her for the better. Like the fragrance of a rose. She's just always going to contain that essence, all right? Because that's who and what she is. Where this person may not really understand. This person's like all thorns, no fragrance, okay? They just don't understand. And then here's the Queen of Cups stuck in the middle, I don't know, between two worlds. Maybe you're the one in the middle and you're looking at these types of people and you're looking at these types of people and you're seeing a really stark contrast. Maybe you're a mediator, you know, maybe you've got two parents that are fighting right now. Maybe you're a friend of someone, you know, I'm not sure. But the Queen of Cups definitely seems to be a neutralizer, just sort of coming in and saying, chill, it's cool, we're going to work this out. And let's just take it day by day and step by step. Okay, beautiful. Okay. It's kind of interesting how like this bottom, like this card is like relating to the card right above, because the Empress is happy. The Empress feels the gratitude. The Empress feels the love and just the abundance, the infinite abundance that truly is available to her. I see no stress from the Empress, but I feel like there are reasons for her to be stressed. Like, if anyone were looking in on her life and seeing, oh, maybe she's at a 5 of coins place, you'd be like, I would be stressed if I was there. And she's like, I'm not stressed. Like, I know that things will work out. I know that things will rectify, and I'm not losing hope. I'm not losing my optimism. I'm not giving up. I'm not going to not do things just because I'm like crippled by fear. I'm not going to allow myself to be paralyzed. I'm just going to keep going, and I have faith that the universe will open up a door. Simple as that. Plain, just period. That's it. End of story. Because she does seem to be crippled by something, or there is something that may be trying to cripple her, but she knows that she cannot be crippled. She doesn't fall prey to the illusions. Let's say that. Okay, she's not falling prey to the illusions. Things like debt. Okay, look. It's hard for me to sit here and say, I'm using debt because of the card. It's hard for me to sit here and say that it's not real. It's real, right? You owe money, you've got bills, you've got bill collectors calling you, whatever. It's real, but it's also not real, right? Like, it is a part of the illusion. It is a part of the matrix. It is a part of like the lie that this is how life has to be, right? So you can take it really seriously and let it ruin your life, or you can take it not so seriously and not let it ruin your life, you know? You can still pay back your bills and get out of debt or whatever. You can still do that, but it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot function until I pay off all my debt because my life cannot continue. Nothing is going to happen until I pay off my debt. Ugh, you know, and it's so like heavy and painful and so riddled with just like bad energy. You know, it's just like, it doesn't have to be like that. Like, you can have debt and also be completely free from it mentally and emotionally as well. right? And it's fine. And I feel like that's kind of what she's really embodying here. Whereas the Emperor over here, look, he seems to be building something really incredible, but it is requiring some kind of a sacrifice. And I think it's a sacrifice that this Emperor is just really, really, really having a hard time with. He is not about to like just willingly let something go. He is getting pushed to the point where he is officially going to be forced to let something go. He's going to be pushed to that brink or pushed to that edge to the point where he just really won't have a choice. And that's maybe one of the reasons why he is feeling so disempowered or so emasculated, because he wants so badly to maintain the old and invite the new, but he knows that the new cannot be introduced until the old is released. And he's not making that transition well. And with the Queen of Cups, Knight of Coins reversed, there's really nothing for Queen of Cups to do. There's nothing that can be done. There's a lot out of the Queen of Cups' hands, other than just kind of being there and listening and observing and caring. But that's really all that you can do. At the end of the day, what you're experiencing, I feel like many of you are here. At the end of the day, you're experiencing an incredible contrast. And you'll probably witness this in a lot of different people. You know, you'll see this on social media. You'll even notice these particular archetypes in like movies that you're watching or shows that you're watching, you know, or any kind of political situation that you're paying attention to, right? There's going to be a split. And for you, I think it's best to really gravitate more and more toward the Empress. Now, many of you may relate strongly to this. Hopefully you're not relating to this, but if you do relate to this, it is a chance, it is an opportunity, and to lean on the people that are willing to listen and care. And I'm kind of sensing a little bit of a therapist quality. But be careful, because this Queen of Cups, like if this turns into like a friend who you get to have a therapy session with kind of thing, be careful, because this person is not just going to let you vent. It's not about venting. This person is, if they're going to offer solutions, they're going to like tell you a truth. Knight of Coins reverse. And it's not going to be easy to swallow. Okay? It's going to be like a harsh truth that kind of forces you to really wake up. But all for the best, because first of all, the Emperor, he is building something good. You know, in spite of where he's at, there's going to be something really good that comes from it. And if he can overcome this aspect of himself, chances are he will succeed. He's probably just feeling the weight and the pressure of the sacrifice that he's being asked to make right now, and is just kind of letting it have too much control over him. Okay? All right, let's pull some oracles. Nothing is wasted. No experience, no information, nothing that is gathered, nothing that you're involved in. It's all for something. So whether you're here, whether you're here, whether you're here, it's all leading somewhere good. Okay? It's all a building block for something larger than what you can perceive right now. And we have look at something larger, and then we have look at the bigger picture. Exactly. Exactly. So keep your chin up, keep your vibration up as much as you can. I'm not saying you can never have a negative thought. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But even if you do have a negative thought, it's going to be important for you to understand, to kind of put it in its place and to recognize it for what it is, which is just a negative thought. It's not a reflection of who you truly are. And because this Leo energy, right, also Venus coming into Leo, it's really important that we stand in our sense of self-respect, and we stand in our sense of self-expression, and that we don't hold back, and we don't feel that fear of change. Okay? All right, you guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you so much, pile number 2. So if you are a subscriber, don't forget, right, check the blog, log in, check the blog. If you want to subscribe, all the memberships will be listed in the description box in the comment thread down below. All 3 tiers will have access to the weekly extendeds for each zodiac sign. Okay? All right, thanks so much, pile 2. Take care. Hello, pile number 3, you guys selected the Selenite. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look here. Give this a shuffle. Sorry for the dark lighting. The light bulb burned out, so hopefully in the next couple of days it will arrive. Pile number 3. Okay, starting with Queen of Wands. Ooh, amazing. Oh, all this high energy stuff going on. Okay, so I love the Knights, actually. I think they're giving me a really, really good feeling, although you may feel a little unsure about them. I'm getting a strong feeling that this is you over here. The Queen of Wands is the first card that showed up. The Queen of Wands is determined, adventurous. She is also ambitious, and she really loves the process of growth. You know, she's not always super outcome oriented. You know, she's not like, well, I'm only going to do this if I get something out of it. You know, because she understands that she's going to get something out of anything that she does, because there will at least be an education involved. Okay, so she is willing to go into the unknown and look at how beneficial that will be for her, the Wheel of Fortune. So if you're thinking of taking a risk, or you're thinking of doing something impulsive or kind of crazy or out of character, as long as it's not like illegal or detrimental or hurtful to anybody else, I say go for it, because it may actually be the thing that really stimulates a particular area of your life that's been a little bit stagnant. When the Wheel of Fortune comes out, it shows that there is motion in your life. Now, I do see a bit of a blockage between what you have and these Knights. Now, I don't necessarily think that these Knights are bad people. I actually do like them, but I feel like you are skeptical of them, and it feels like you have to protect yourself from them. So this could be siblings, it could be your children. You got to keep something, you know, secret from your children. It could be potential people that you're dating, colleagues, that kind of thing. But actually, I'm almost kind of sensing that they have a lot to offer in terms of something that they know about. You know, this is a Gemini Sagittarius axis, right? We got Gemini over here, we got Sagittarius here. So there's a lot of knowledge between the two, a lot of ideas, a lot of creativity, a lot of like different kinds of thinking. And while I love a Queen of Wands, she can sometimes be a little bit like my way or the highway. It's my way, I know what's best. But actually, these guys are moving faster than you. They're on their horses, they're running. And I'm sensing that what you're wanting is faster expansion. But you may also be unwilling to either do or hear about the things that are required to expedite that expansion. Because I'm sensing that what these people may have to say is it's gonna make you feel kind of silly, because you've been maybe doing it the wrong way, or the less productive, or the least efficient way. And I know you're willing to learn, but sometimes it can feel like a smack in the face when someone comes in and says, why the heck are you doing it that way? If you did it that way instead, it would really expedite this process. You know, I don't think you have to learn the hard way. I think opening yourself up to feedback and ideas and other creative people and other people who are in the space that you're in, and other people who are already doing the thing that you're hoping to do, would actually speed this Wheel of Fortune up substantially. There's no need to protect what you're doing here. There's no need to feel like you're the only one doing it, because chances are you're not. So have those open ears. Open your ears. Whoa, okay. Hermit and 6 of Coins. Okay, now the Hermit, there are things you're going to have to do on your own, And you do have a lot of wisdom. I'm not saying that you don't. I think you have a lot of esoteric wisdom, but maybe not wisdom in application. So right now, this is a time of merging those two. Your esoteric wisdom of what you know about the soul and the self-conscious and your own awareness, merging that with a more practical, worldly task or path that is going to benefit you more materialistically. The thing about the Wheel of Fortune is it does have roots in consciousness and wisdom, but it often has materialistic reward. So it's really both. It plays both sides of really there's only one reality really, but it's kind of playing both sides, physical and metaphysical. And with the Six of Coins, it does tell me that things are going to even out for you. So giving is receiving. Actually, I see you being more in the receiving mode right now. That being in the receiving mode is going to be good and healthy and beneficial for you. And you'll be glad that you did, right? You'll be glad that you did allow yourself to receive things. Okay. Clearly, this center set of cards here does have a lot to do with an unwillingness or a fear about moving into something else. Okay, moving away from that which is comfortable, and actually protecting the way that it's been done, even if the way it's been done isn't working or producing the results, 10 of Coins, that you ultimately want. Now, when I look at the 3 of Wands with the 10 of Coins, they are connected here with the Knights. The ships coming in, all the gold comes in on those ships. Here's the gold right here. These people have golden nuggets of advice. Things that will help you bring in your own gold. I feel like these are people who are just like really after it. And they enjoy that process of going after things. They enjoy the process of tackling an ambition. Like they just like some people just have that. Other people, it's not as prominent. Like personally for me, like I'm just really not a very ambitious person. But some people are. And I think the ambitious people are going to be truly inspiring for you right now. And I do recommend like just really, really, really watching them. But the most important thing is to watch how comfortable they are on their horses running into completely unexplored territory. Because I think that you're protecting your little kingdom here. But the Wheel of Fortune is like, yes, your kingdom is beautiful and great, and we're not going to take away from that. But don't you also want that kingdom and that kingdom so your kingdom can be this big instead? And I think the answer is like, yeah, that's exactly right. Yes, that is what I want. That is what I want in this human experience of mine. And because Leo is so fierce right now, the Leo sun, Venus coming into Leo, it's so fierce that we can't help but want what we want. We can't help but expect that we are ultimately going to move in that direction. There is a quality of inevitability coming through, not to mention with that full moon in Aquarius conjunct Saturn, which is in a square with the nodes and Uranus. I mean, that full moon is going to be kind of crazy, but not crazy bad, but crazy in terms of leveling up with yourself and being real and being honest and being, blunt. We can't escape the lies that we're telling ourselves. We can't escape our own shortcomings. We have to face them. We have to confront them. But the sooner we do, even though it's uncomfortable, you know, and maybe even something embarrassing might happen. Like let's say you were working on a client project and you were just kind of getting a little lazy with things and just kind of going through the motions without being really connected to the work. And maybe you overlooked something and it ended up being a much bigger deal. And you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I overlooked that. Like my mind was just somewhere else. I wasn't focused. I wasn't present with what I was doing, and look what happened. You know, so even if something embarrassing happens, or it's a more public something that like it's okay, because it's helping you to kind of smack into a better approach moving forward. Like you'll definitely get the feedback for sure. And hopefully you don't have closed ears. I don't think you do, not with the Hermit here. The Hermit is always willing to consider any and all perspective. You know, he's not ever locked into a single perspective, because he immediately knows that the minute he locks himself into something is the minute that he will be proven wrong. Right? So not getting locked into anything is going to be your greatest asset, and it will enable growth, enable and expedite the growth that the Wheel of Fortune is promising. And it's not little stuff. We're talking about the 10 of coins. The 3 of wands is a card of wealth and prosperity. So we're not talking about just like scraps of something. You know, like I wouldn't be asking you to do this if it was just like a little bit of return. But I mean, with the 6 of coins, 3 of wands, 10 of coins, it's like, no, like this has huge return. Big time, big time, big time. So you don't have to fret. It's to help you. It's to move you forward. Okay? Let's pull out some oracles. Finishing off with an animal spirit. Okay. Armadillo spirit. Set healthy boundaries. Okay. Healthy boundaries. You can still have boundaries. Like, just because these people have feedback doesn't mean you have to disempower yourself. Clearly, this is a boundary being set. But we don't want it to be so firm that you hear nothing. And we don't want it to be so loose that they have total control over you. It's like that Goldilocks sweet spot where it's just right. Healthy boundaries. You listen, you absorb, you adjust, you accommodate, and you evolve. It's not the most complicated unless you're just really, really stubborn and closed-minded, which I don't think any of you are. The answers you need are coming. That came out for, I think, pile 1 as well. They are the deliverer of your answers, and they may be unlikely sources. They may be people you know, but they also may be people that you do not know. But they do have answers, and they're going to help you to discern this path that you are clearly on. They're already on it. They've already been down that road. So they're here to help guide you. The universe is utilizing these people as vehicles to deliver important messages. Now remember, people you may know or may not know, they may be on social media. Sometimes you are scrolling through your feed and all of a sudden something so profound hits you and it just completely changes your life. Okay, so it could be something like that too. So don't limit yourself in terms of how you think these people are going to approach you. All right, the universe will find a way. Okay? All right, so again, if you are a member or a subscriber of any of my 3 tiers, I am going to continue on and do readings for each zodiac sign. Okay, so we do little weekly extendeds, and we do weekly love extendeds on Fridays for each of the zodiac signs, just to kind of give you a little bit extra information that would be useful for you throughout the week. All right, thank you guys so much. I love you. Have an amazing week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.